We are gathered here today to celebrate with Claire and Derek as they proclaim their love and commitment to the world. The path to marriage begins well before the wedding day, and the efforts of marriage continue well beyond the ceremony. A brief moment in time and the stroke of a pen are all that's required to create a legal bond of marriage. But it takes a lifetime of love, commitment, and compromise. Today you declare your commitment to each other before family and friends. Your yesterdays were paths to this moment, and your journey to the future begins today. Today I give thanks for Claire and Derek. I have been truly honored getting to know this couple and to be standing here basking in this momentous occasion. I have known Claire and her family for most of Claire's life. I had the joy of teaching both Claire and Julia in Sunday school, and kept in touch with Claire through a lot of what's been going on that's led us to this point. During the process of preparing for today's ceremony, I took the opportunity to chat with both Claire and Derek separately and asked them how they met, what they loved about each other, and the dreams and hopes that they have. Talking with Claire, she loves Derek's big heart. He's very caring. He's a great listener and has an amazing memory. She loves that she can be the dreamer and Derek the reason. Meeting Derek was love at first sight, and the more the time they spent together, the more she fell in love. Claire refers to Derek as eye candy. Talking with Derek, I quickly discovered Claire had found her perfect match. Claire is Derek's best friend, and he shares her passion for life and adventure. Derek shared that to him, Claire is fearless and without limits, and he loves how easy she makes it for him just to be himself. Derek has an equally strong personality that brings a calming source of support and encouragement, more than willing to join Claire in her dreams. Now we have to talk about the first date. The first date was a movie, The Evil Dead. I looked this up. That was from 1982. Then followed by a night of talking, led mostly by Claire. The couple was then hooked, and I choose that last word carefully because their next month together apparently was spent fishing every day, and we thought they were in school. It was great to learn that Claire and Derek could also discuss life's big topics, family, finance, and dreams. They want to travel to see national parks and forests, a Dallas Cowboys game at AT&T Stadium in Texas. They plan to own property with a shop for Derek and a barn for Claire. And it may be the same building, and that's okay. So during this time together, Claire and Derek took me fishing. And as we fished, the topic of spirituality came up, and we discussed faith, church, and God. And they shared a story about when their car had broken down and they were helped by a passerby on the side of the road. And this passerby helped get them back on their way. And they asked, what can we do to repay you? And he said, well, come to my church, which they did, which is amazing. They actually honored this request. And they went and they loved the energy, but the theology wasn't necessarily a good fit, so they didn't go back. But I'm looking back at this conversation as I'm preparing for this, and I realized that's a great Good Samaritan story for their young life. And so I wanted to offer a quick Bible verse that you can reflect on as you go forward, draws inspiration from. Ecclesiastes 4:9 through 12 presents marriage as teamwork and reminds us how marriage is strengthened with God. And this is from the Message translation, and it says, "It is better to have a partner than go it alone. Share the work, share the wealth. And if one falls down, the other helps. But if no one's there to help, tough. Two in a bed warm each other. Alone, you shiver all night. By yourself, you're unprotected. With a friend, you can face the worst. Can you round up a third?" This verse speaks of the importance of teamwork, a life of sharing, and the comfort of having a partner in marriage, but then ends with a third. It's subtle, but it's an important reminder for the need for God in our lives. So following that, I wanted to give you some marital words of wisdom. And I decided that this following poem could do a lot better than what I could come up with. So this is a poem titled The Art of Marriage by Wilfred Arlen Peterson. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created in the art of marriage. The little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, "I love you," at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is at no time, it is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers the whole family. It is doing things for each other not out of an attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, the dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. And it is discovering what marriage can be at its best. Right now, this may seem like an overwhelming recipe to follow. Trust in your love, and you will see how all of this fits together. Now is the time of the ceremony. We get to hear from Claire and Derek. May I have the rings, please? The wedding ring is made of the most precious materials and symbolizes that your love is the most precious element in your lives. The ring has no beginning and has no ending, which symbolizes that the love between you will never cease. Derek, please take this ring in Claire's left hand and repeat after me. I promise myself to you.
I promise myself to you.
For the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives.
I will always call you my best friend.
I will always call you my best friend.
I love you as you are now,
I love you as you are now,
and who you have yet to become.
and who you have yet to become.
I promise from this day forward
I promise from this day forward
to be grateful for our love and our life,
to be grateful for our love and our life,
and to be generous with my time and affection
and to be generous with my time and affection
as a symbol of how endlessly happy you make me.
as a symbol as
How
as endlessly happy you make me,
and how crazy I am about you.
and how crazy I am about you.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
so the whole world will know
so the whole world will know
how much I will always love you.
how much I will always love you.
Claire, please take Derek's left hand and repeat after me. I promise myself to you
I promise myself to you
for the rest of our lives.
for the rest of our lives.
I will always call you my best friend.
I will always call you my best friend.
I love you as you are now
I love you as you are now
and who you have yet to become.
and who you have yet to become.
I promise from this day forward
I promise from this day forward
to be grateful for our love and our life,
to be grateful for our love and our life,
and to be generous with my time and affection
and to be generous with my time and affection
as a symbol of how endlessly happy you make me,
as a symbol of how endlessly happy you make me
and how crazy I am about you.
and how crazy I am about you.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
so the whole world will know
so the whole world will know
how much I will always love you.
how much I will always love you.
And now, by the power vested in me by the state of Oregon, I hereby pronounce you husband and wife. Derek, you may kiss your bride. For the very first time, let me introduce to you the newlyweds, Claire and Derek Mathis.